Hello everyone, another day, more hospital letters. These ones are good ones though. It's taken a long time to get the sort of care that I need to deal with sort of chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia, but it's finally going in the right direction in all ways really. This is all at my local hospital, so it's quite easy for me to get to. It's not the main big one as well as the smaller one, so it tends to be a bit more sort of easier to get to and quieter. But both things I've got which are moving in the right direction. This appointment is actually for an exercise group for people with similar conditions, and they have apparently a full-fledged gym in there, so that's really comforting, and that's actually happening in February, so it gives me time, you know, Christmas and the like, a rest from all these sort of appointments, because I've had a lot of stuff going on in the last few days. PIP assessments and numerous things really just going on the last few weeks in general. But yeah, so that's something to look forward to, a really good positive. And it's sort of part of a help group, so I should be getting some sort of helpful advice in terms of what they recommend and so on. I know it's very much about low, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's low sort of activity sort of stuff you want to do with fibro anyway. It's obviously not going to be what I was doing before in terms of weightlifting and such, but it's going to be sort of cycling and things, certainly graded exercise basically. And then the other appointment is an actual fibromyalgia group, which it's saying can be from 1 hour to 1.5 hours, and that's exclusively for all people with fibro. I'm guessing it looks like there's going to be a group of us, and then it also says discussions afterwards. Really the idea of that, and that's what I was told, is even if you go there and then walk out with 2 jets, you know, whatever, anything like that, sign me up for. I'm interested in doing anything that's going to bring benefit to this condition. Anything that should, you know, potentially help is definitely. So yeah, those 2 have actually come through super quick, both in sort of mid to late February, so that's all good, as I said. And yeah, sort of Christmas, build up to Christmas and stuff. The PIP thing, as far as I'm aware, it was the assessment stage, face-to-face, that was required after I'd done a huge, it's a big application form, which my mum helped me with. It was a face-to-face that I was asked to attend. Now, in terms of how I thought it went well, and I thought I got my key points that I wanted to across. However, based on my experience of the ESA one, I don't know. I mean, I thought that one went well and it didn't. I mean, in reality, I learned some stuff from that in terms of how I dealt with this PIP one, but I just went into more details. Made it very clear I'm not in a good way, and that's all down to my mobility and what have you, and then I just sort of kept bringing up, which is what other people that I'm seeing at the hospital say these days: there is no magic wand, there is no pill, and you're going to be fixed in 7 days. It's a long process, and it's going to take time for me to get back to where I want to be, or at least in a better state. And I keep trying to do those sort of improvements, but sort of get backlashes from them, and I know a lot of people with fibro will understand that. Yeah, that's, you know, I'm just got to sort of reevaluate what I'm doing, see where I can make improvements, and just, it's trial and error, as I've always said, and I'll continue to keep trying, switching and changing things to see what's going to benefit me. I already know the diet change-wise, the dairy cut out, as much as I'm missing as like cheese especially, was a massive positive change, and you know, trying the odd thing here and there, and just seeing what works and what doesn't, and yeah, it's really is, as I said, trial and error. So yeah, I'm just going to continue what I'm doing. I hope you continue fighting a good fight, and we all bounce off each other on the crappier days, and we're here to all support each other, and that's what I really like about this new group of, you know, wonderful people that I've had the opportunity and been lucky to speak to and meet on Instagram and both on YouTube as well. This video is going on both platforms. my YouTube channel, as anyone who's been watching me for a while will know, it's primarily the sort of camera videos and stuff, because that's my interest. And at the end of the day, if you've got any sort of chronic condition, you really want to be doing anything and anything that's going to get your mind off your symptoms, and sort of anything that makes you happy is going to be a benefit to do, focusing on, rather than the other stuff. You know, you need that. So for me, that's camera videos, and you know, this is why I've got this camera out here and why I'm recording now. Could have done it on my phone, would have been probably it would have been much easier to do it on my phone, but I'm all about getting a proper camera out, and this is the one I used to do some filming for my sister the other day. That was a big feat as well for me, and you've got to recognise the wins where they were. And the lady who I saw at hospital recently did say, you know, when she came out, she didn't know what to expect. She didn't know if I was going to be in a wheelchair, if I'd need assistance, and she said, you've got to recognise the, you know, the positive things and changes you've made in the last year or so, because I went obviously bedbound initially, and then I was getting out and pushing myself in the evenings to, or throughout the days in general in the early stages, just to get some exercise in again, because it was horrendous, and I have done well, and I continue to do well, generally never missing those 2 walks a day I do with Toby, and then little bits of shopping on the side as well. I did stop the free walking thing, because that 3rd walk of the day, only because I took it too far and I got a kickback. I will introduce that again, but I will not try and push myself to the level I did. I went back into the old gym ways of, you know, every other day, or actually every day I was increasing it by quite a lot, or doubling the time, if not more. So I can't do that. It has to be a baby steps thing, and I do get that. Graded exercise, not taking the piss, and then just building tolerance up slowly. Some things are going to be much harder for you than they are for me, and vice versa. For me, my strength in my arms is terrible, and yeah, just lifting this camera for the short, you know, relatively short time I did the other day for my sister's filming, made my arms crappy for 2 days, and it was just the body's knocking that routine, and just saying, you know, enough's enough, don't do that again. But I will do it, but not, I can't just sort of jump up and do what I would like to, and that is incredibly frustrating, and frustration is one of the main things you're going to suffer a lot with, unfortunately, with this condition, because it is completely life-changing, and it's not an easy thing to get your head round in the slightest, especially considering how much your sort of symptoms can fluctuate day to day. But yes, this is just another video of many from me, and I will continue to post more soon. And I hope you're liking the relaxation videos I've been posting as well, with the odd more upbeat music as well. I just wanted to sort of push some of those out as well, because I know they're helpful, and I know I listen to them back myself, especially the longer mixes if I'm having difficulty sleeping, because insomnia is very typical with fibro. And that is the weirdest thing actually as well, the fact you can have a really low energetic day in terms of your energy is crap throughout the day, and then when you go to sleep, you're like, well, now I'm giving you the option to rest, and now it's time to rest. The body doesn't want to, or maybe the body does but the brain doesn't, and that's a pain in the arse, and that's where a lot of us get sort of stuck with this bloody insomnia. The amitriptyline medication does certainly help that, certainly. And then the nights where I have a few whiskies as well, that certainly does help as well. But alcohol is unfortunately not the cure. It just helps on those few nights. But yeah, I'm waffling as I usually do. I'll speak to you again soon.